Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Bern. This is the war room of the political revolution. What this is a daily inspirational show for all of us that are out there every day fighting in this political revolution in order to change our government into one that works for the people. So please like and share, get this out as far as you can get it, and comment. Any participation in the show helps us do better in Facebook's algorithm and get out to more people. So please interact in the show and like, share, all that. But thanks for coming to the Daily Burn. I'm your host, Sean Yankee, and today I thought we would talk a little bit about the differences between us and some of these Trump supporters. I was just in a debate yesterday with a Trump supporter, Q believer, so a far right Trump supporter, and we had a lot of common ground. You know, we all have the same enemies. We're trained and conditioned to separate and to pick teams and to be like, okay, I am blue and I'm a Democrat and I'm red and I'm a Republican and we can't be friends. We can't agree on anything. We can't get along. And then we get mad like this is a poor example because he worked with the Republicans on this. It's not something good, but Biden is famous for being able to work with Republicans. They always say that's a good thing. You know, this person can work across the aisle, but they train and condition us to never do that so that they can keep us divided and keep us easily controlled. But we don't have that much differences. The fundamental stuff, the basic stuff. We all want a better life. We all want, you know, we all want things like jobs and a living wage, even if they don't know it, even if they're not ready to admit they want a living wage, they want to do well. You want to be successful. That's the American dream, right? That you work hard and, if you do the work and you put in the effort, you can achieve your goals and you can have, a house and, all of the things that make a person successful or that a person achieve or strives to get in life. You can have all those things. That's the American dream, but it's going away. You know, People aren't buying houses anymore. It used to be where one income, you could buy a home, buy a car, raise a family. You can't do that anymore. And that affects all of us, not just Democrats, not just Republicans. So a lot of this bickering back and forth is by design, and what they'll do, and I noticed this in the debate, is there's these hot button issues that they use to divide us. The big ones would be guns and abortion, right? And they'll hide behind things like religion and stuff like that in order to split us up into little groups. Now, the ones that claim to be Christian, they're not Christian. Look at their actions. Look at what they do. Like a Ted Cruz who claims to be super Christian, or a Mike Pence, but actually is very hateful, and does not live like Christ. And that is what being a Christian means. It means living as Christ. You can't be as Christ. We're flawed, but you're supposed to model after, and strive to be like Christ and love your fellow man and things like that. And Christ was all about the weak and helping the poor. So these Republicans that claim to have Christian values, they're not actually Christian if you really look at their actions. And that goes for all of these things. So the ones that say that they're going to protect your guns at all costs, and they're playing to that group of people, and they're collecting massive amounts of money to deliver those talking points. And then the same for the other side. They're not really going to come for anyone's guns. I don't think anyone's guns are in danger. I think it's just something used to divide us. And the same goes with something like abortion. Very hot button issue used to split us up. I don't think, you know, I hope I'm right, but I don't think they'll ever take that right away, but they'll threaten you with it because it scares you. It gets us to fight and bicker back and forth. And they count on stuff like that, and they have all throughout time. So I guess what I'm trying to say is we have a lot in common with these people. And maybe if we stopped focusing so much on our differences and started focusing big picture, we could find common ground. For instance, this person that I was in the debate with, big Trump supporter, believes in Q, believes in the plan, all of that. I think I can convert him. I really do. He's even shared this show a couple times. And his hangups seem to be the fear mongering over taxes. He's very afraid of taxes. We informing people is a large part of what we need to do. This is our fight, and it's a weird fight. Our role in it is to be the media and to inform people and spread the message. That's our role, and to vote, of course, and to do all of that. Those are the things that we can do. And where was I going with this? When you're trying to inform people, you're not going to be able to talk to very many people if you close yourself off in a box. So you have to be willing to talk to people that you don't agree with 100%. And which is the whole reason why I did the Trump debate with this, or the debate with this Trump supporter, is because it will allow me, because people will watch it who are Trump supporters and Q believers, because he's there to represent them, and they will hear Bernie's ideas. And that, I think, is how we penetrate. I don't think we penetrate people by driving it home or, trying to shake them awake. I think we do it by informing them and taking the opportunities as they arise to correct some of these lies. Like in the debate, he was talking about the taxes, and I was able to correct a lot of the propaganda. They're running these commercials on TV right now, fear mongering against Medicare for all, trying to convince people that it's the worst thing ever. And like I was trying to tell him, they've got you defending the people that are the reason you're paying 16 times as much for medicine. Defending the same people that would pull coverage from you in a second. These people, they don't care about you. They care about money. They care about profits. And they see you as a line item on a piece of paper. You're not a person to them. And this greed-based system needs to end. And they're terrified because they know that that's what this means. So they're going to run all this fear propaganda and try to misinform and deceive the average person. So our job is going to be to fight that. And that's what we do in this fight. So that's why I did the debate with the Trump supporter. And I am all over the place. I apologize for that. I usually write these out, but I was staring at the screen, like I had that conversation. It was just a few hours ago. And it's still on my mind because I just kept thinking about how we're not that far apart. Me and this particular person, we met on Facebook, and we share a lot of common interests and believe in a lot of the same things. And we just differ politically, which fascinates me. How two people that see behind the curtain and understand that the things that are going on that are really happening in this country and what's really happening behind the scenes and who's really pulling the strings, and understand all of that, but differ so much on what to do about it. That's fascinating to me. So I thought it would be a very interesting conversation. It was. I can't wait till it's ready to air. It'll be ready in about 3 weeks. Me and a friend of mine are both going to air it. He does a podcast, The Right to Reason. He's going to air it on his show, and I am also going to air it so we can get it out to as many people as possible. That's what I think is going to be so cool about it. Because I want to spread the message. I want to do all I can. And when enough of us get out there and do all that we can, we're going to win. And that's the point of this show. That's the message of this show. You got a lot of people out there telling you that it's rigged, telling you that there's nothing you can do. And that's just, it's not that it's not true, it is rigged. But there is something you can do. When millions of people stand united, they win. That's the way change happens. It's the way change has always happened. And that's why they spend so much time and effort dividing us, so that they can control us. But what's happening right now is the way change takes place. And that's why I have devoted myself to this fight. And why I feel like I have to do all that I can. So I don't see another opportunity like this coming along anytime soon. And we don't have a lot of time to wait. We need to do something now. So we're being given a fantastic opportunity. So let's capitalize on it. Let's do all we can and win. Yes, it's rigged. We have to overwhelm it. We overwhelm them with our numbers. That's what we do. We don't sit around and pout about how hard it's going to be. We do the work. We get out there and put in the effort. You decide you want it. Decide you want something. You want a better life. You want a better future. And then do the work. Put in the effort, and you can make it happen. From as small as I want to lose 5 pounds to I'd like to change the world. It works in every scenario as long as you keep going. Do a little at a time. Do what you can. Keep pushing forward. Don't let people talk you out of it. Don't let people put you in the mindset that there's nothing that can be done. Remove the negativity. Get rid of these negative people that always want to tell you everything is impossible. Well, for them it is. For them it is. When you believe it's impossible, it is. If you believe in yourself and you put in the work, you can do things. You can accomplish things. And we can do this. I include a link in the description of every Daily Bern to BernieSanders.com. Please go there and see if there's any way that you can help out the campaign by becoming one of the more than 2 million of us that are volunteering to help get Bernie elected president, or donate any amount. Nothing's too small. $1, $27, doesn't matter. This is a completely publicly funded campaign, so please donate. We bought ourselves a politician. So when the hat comes around, kick in a few bucks if you can. And get a bumper sticker while you're there. Put a bumper sticker on your car. Even if you hate bumper stickers, put one on your car. It's going to do a lot. I was amazed at how many conversations that bumper sticker brings up with people. And the show of support for the campaign is important. I think that's how we inspire people, is by showing our support, doing things, wearing your Bernie gear, putting a bumper sticker on your car, things like that. That opens up opportunities without even doing anything. I'm not asking you to live this fight all day long. I'm not asking anybody to do that. I'm not going to do that. Just take the opportunities and create them when you can, and start making the change in your own life that you want to see right now. You can do all this starting right now. And as far as getting Bernie elected, that will be very hard, but not impossible. everyone that's telling you that it's impossible is lying to you. And what they're doing is honestly dangerous. A lot of times they're selling their quitter mentality to those that are woke and aware, those that would be fighting otherwise, and convincing them that the right thing to do is to lay down, to not support the system, that to walk away from it is somehow fighting it. It will carry on without you. They do not care. You realize how large of a percentage of people don't even vote, can't even be bothered to vote. People want to be mad at Bernie or Busters or third party voters and vote shame them. But something like 60% of people don't even vote. Eligible voters could vote if they wanted to, can't be bothered to take 15 minutes out of their day and go in a booth and participate in democracy. They don't even care. Some of them are jaded by the system, understandably, but a lot of them just don't care, can't be bothered. Very few of us are active, and that number needs to go up. But I think our opportunity is with those non-voters. Yes, we could turn people. Yes, we can sway even Republicans. Like I said, we're not that far apart, us and some of these Trump supporters. And a lot of them, their support in Trump is misguided. They think he's some kind of hero. It's beyond me where they got that from, but they do, and this Q thing feeds into it. But we're not that far apart, and if we can get them to see the truth, maybe we could convert some of them. But I think our big opportunity lies in the non-voters. And far as these negative people go on Facebook, the ones that always want to tell you it can't be done, they're doing a lot of damage, but I got to stop focusing on them so much. I try to stay in their feed still and remind people, no, this will do nothing. But they've created themselves an echo chamber where they constantly agree with each other and pat each other on the back, and you just can't fight through that. I think it's going to be much easier to convert a jaded person that's given up on politics, or someone that has just never been excited by politics, and wake them up to the voting process, get them to be a voter, than it will be to convert or to try to win back some of these jaded people that got their feelings hurt by 2016. It's just, a lot of them that's who they are. I recognize them. I fought alongside these people, and now I see them in these groups even shitting on Bernie, talking about him being a sheepdog, which I think is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. If Bernie's running a con, it is the weirdest con I've ever seen. I don't understand that at all. But the main message I want to get across, and I try to get across on this show, is that if we do all we can, that we can win. As long as we understand that this is our fight and we put in the work, we can't be stopped. That's just a fact. It's not being optimistic, it's being realistic. It's recognizing that that is the way that it's always happened throughout history, throughout time. And it's the way the way things get done. Bernie has laid the groundwork and pointed us in the right direction. All we have to do is finish and then keep going, and we can make real change. Bernie can't do this alone. This is our fight. He's doing a fantastic job. Great candidate. But we need to own this fight. We do the work. Not Bernie. Us. As long as we understand that and move forward and do all that we can, we will win. We will. I have complete faith that we will win. To the point where I don't have a plan B. I don't see the point of a plan B, and plan B gets in the way of plan A. And our plan A is doing quite well. So Thanks again, everyone, for coming. And if you shared, thank you so much. That helps more than you know. And this message needs to spread and get out there. So thank you very much. Real quick, I want to mention a few of the comments from Saturday's Burn that we didn't get to during the show. All right, so Robert was here, and Robert is a friend of mine on Facebook, and he is a non believer. He does not believe in this fight, he does not believe in Bernie. And he said, but Bernie is the scrap that you have been given and you fell for it. And I think what he was referring to is at the time I was saying, we're being given these scraps by the elite and we don't need to accept the scraps. And he's saying Bernie is a scrap that we're being thrown to dangle in front of us, I'm assuming, and tease us with. To what end? Like, I still don't get it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think so. But Mehdi was here and said Sean is a believer and he can distinguish what is good for the country. He's doing his best. You all can too. That's all we can do is our best. Just do your best. That's basically the message of this entire show. And I ran across this. We broke 100 shares during Saturday's episode, during the live premiere. That is amazing. Thank you guys so much. Nissa says that we have plenty of money and we could close 300 military bases to pay for some of this stuff. Excellent point. We do not need to be having military bases all across the planet and being Team America World Police. That would save us a lot of money. Royce was here and said the planet needs us to fight for it, and Bernie Sanders is right about climate change. Climate change is the biggest threat to the United States. All mainstream science agrees that we are a decade out from a climate crisis. We have to do something now. And I've said this before, I think that economically things are going to get a lot worse in this country real soon, So I think a lot of things are getting ready to get real bad, and it's on us to stop that. It's on us to correct it. And fortunately we're doing it. I like seeing that. I don't want to focus too much on the fact that we're in big trouble because we are, but we're doing something. We are capitalizing on this fight, and we're going to electing Bernie is going to be a nuclear strike to the powers that be. It's going to inspire millions and cause a tidal wave. And with that momentum, we are going to be able to create real, lasting change and change the world, change society, change this country, and change our government into one that works for the people. And we're going to do that. And that's exciting to be a part of that. I'm really happy that you are allowing me to provide a show for all the people that are fighting in this political revolution. I'm excited and honored to be able to be a part of that. And moving forward, I want to help to provide a place where, yes, we talk about the challenges that we face, and yes, we deal with them, but we stay in the mindset that we are going to win. We are going to do what's necessary, and we are going to move forward and accomplish our goals. And that's what this show is for. So, hopefully you're digging it. Hopefully you're finding inspiration and motivation from it. And participate in the comments. Share your stories. Let me hear something about something that you've run into out there in an inspirational moment. Some stories that are positive, things that others may need to hear. I'd like to see that. That'd be something neat. Participate in the show. Any comment, even if you just say hi, helps us in the algorithm and helps us get out to more viewers. But that was it for the comment section from Saturday. Getting a lot of good participation. Our comment section is really inspiring a lot of times. And thank you guys for that. But let's get into the news. I picked out a couple news stories to look at. So let's go to the newsroom and look at those. All right, the first story that I picked out to go into is on Sanders unveils proposal for massive overhaul of criminal justice system. Bernie put out a proposal for revamping overhauling the criminal justice system, and the plan calls for banning cash bail, solitary confinement, and civil asset forfeiture, which allows law enforcement officials to seize people's homes and other property, even if they are not convicted of a crime. The plan also looks to legalize marijuana and abolish the death penalty. The Vermont senator would legalize safe injection sites where people can use illegal drugs under medical supervision, a controversial practice that has been shown in several studies to curb the number of overdose deaths. But check that out. So Bernie has released his criminal justice plan, and he also plans to reduce the prison population by half. So that's exciting. Next, we'll move on to this hit piece here. This is from Deadline, and the story is Fox News. Fox News host bash Bernie Sanders for trying to buy cred with Cardi B interview. You know, Bernie goes where Bernie needs to go. Bernie goes to where the people are. And he did an interview with Cardi B. Now, Cardi B, I'm ashamed of myself because I still haven't looked up a Cardi B song. I'm going to. I want to look up her music. My son tells me is very famous and has a huge following on Instagram and Twitter. And that's where the people are. And, you know, young people are, there are a lot of young people that are going to be voting for the first time. And talking to Cardi B is going to put Bernie in front of a lot of people that he wouldn't have been in front of. So, you know, Fox can say all they want, but Bernie will continue to do stuff like the Cardi B interview and, you know, go on Joe Rogan and things like this to get the message out to the people. And I don't see how they can think that's a bad thing. Why would it be bad? Let's see. This is a clip or a quote from the video. Bernie Sanders visits a nail salon and talks issues with Cardi B, America's dirty underwear secret. And why is Jason in the House Shabbat so excited about pumpkin spice spam? Oh, but it's got to add in it. Dirty underwear secret? Oh, America's dirt. That's the thing about people not changing their underwear. Did you read that? That the average American doesn't change their underwear every like 2 to 3 days. All right, so the last story that we're going to talk about is from ABC News, and I was going to try to show you the video, but I have been fighting my computer for 45 minutes, and we're just going to read from the article. Bernie Sanders and rapper Killer Mike talk race, faith, and hurt in America. And he just spoke to Cardi B, which we just talked about, but he got back with Killer Mike, who I think is the best Bernie surrogate. I mean, he is a gangster rapper, but you got to listen to him speak. He speaks with a lot of intelligence, and people listen to him. And again, it's opening up Bernie to a new audience. But it says the two met in an empty carpeted room surrounded like old battle buddies as they talked about some of the most precedent issues of the 2020 election: socioeconomic, racial injustice, healthcare, millionaires and billionaires, and white supremacy. And so try to find that video. Like I said, I tried to play it for you guys. I wanted to play you a clip from it. But Bernie and Killer Mike just did another interview together. So check that out. All right, guys, that was it for the news. Didn't really see a lot else to cover. So let's get into Bernie events really quick. They just left South Carolina where they did 5 events, including a town hall on Sunday with Nina Turner. That was really cool. Big turnout to that. And now they're heading back to Iowa, and they'll be in Iowa tomorrow through the 21st, and for 10 events. They're a big focus on Iowa. And one of the best or the coolest events that they're going to do in Iowa this trip is the softball game. The Bernie staff is going to play the press in a softball game at the iconic Field of Dreams ballpark in Iowa. So check that out. Hopefully that gets some coverage, and hopefully they crush the press. I want you to run the score up, Bernie, and embarrass them. But thanks again. That brings us to the end of another episode of the Daily Bern. This show has been taken off, and I really like seeing that. I appreciate all the help and support that everybody's been giving the show. Like I said, the last episode on Saturday, we were at 100 shares during the live. You know, that's great. So that is exciting. I want to see this grow and get out there because there needs to be a positive voice telling people that you can do this. We can make this happen. This is a big goal. This is a big dream we have here, but we can do it. You know, we just have to put in the work, and if we do that, we will win. But thank you guys so much for watching the Daily Burn. And we do this every day at 9:30 a.m. here from Politics and Stuff. And we will see you tomorrow for another new episode of the Daily Burn. Thank you guys for watching.